Breaking news, Jaron Ennis promoter Eddie Hearn came out revealing that they sent Brian Norman an offer, and he rejected it. Then they sent him a second offer. Then he rejected the second offer. Meanwhile, Brian Norman never sent a counteroffer like he said he did. Here is exactly what Eddie Hearn had to say. Check it out.
We've made offers to Brian Norman, WBO champion, Barrios, WBC champion, and Stanionis, WBA champion. All have been rejected. The one that I think has legs, and I saw him and his father come out in the last 24 hours, is Brian Norman, the WBO champion. We've made Top Rank 2 offers now for Brian Norman. Both have been rejected in a pleasant fashion. I mean, not, we get on very well with Top Rank. He posted yesterday saying we made a counter offer. We've not received any counter offer. So Brian, if you would like to make a counter offer, please hurry up and do so. But I want to make that fight. And if Brian Norman has the balls, and if Brian Norman is genuine, Brian, if you're genuine, let's go. Let's speed it up. Let's get this fight made. Because these are the kind of fights we should be making. Brian Norman says Boots is not the bogeyman. He's overhyped. Come on, Brian. If you believe that, let's get this fight made.
For the people that say Jaron Ennis is not the boogeyman, you gotta show us. Because according to Eddie, he's run into the same problems PBC ran into. And that's everyone rejecting to fight Jaron Ennis. As Eddie Hearn already sent offers, not just to Brian Norman, however, to every single champion in the welterweight division, Stanionis and Mario Barrios. But all of them rejected the fight. Now the good news, Eddie Hearn revealed that there's one fighter who's actually negotiating, and that's Brian Norman, which makes a lot of sense since Brian Norman already revealed Top Rank approved for him to fight Jaron Ennis. And the fight doesn't have to be on ESPN. Brian Norman's team even said the only reason why the fight with Jaron Ennis is not going to come to fruition is because of Matchroom. If Matchroom wants the fight is going to come to fruition. So apparently Brian Norman and his team wants to negotiate and get the best deal possible. Well, that's not far out of reach, since nobody in the welterweight division is interested to fight Jaron Ennis but Brian Norman. Due to that, Matchroom is not going to have any choice but to negotiate with Brian Norman and give him the deal he's looking for. Unless they want Jaron Ennis to fight his mandatory that he already beat. One thing really interesting that Eddie Hearn said is that Brian Norman already turned down 2 offers to fight Jaron Ennis. And he never sent a counteroffer. Now, when Eddie Hearn says Brian Norman never sent a counteroffer, I think he means more so an offer where Jaron Ennis gets to fight on ESPN. Brian Norman is not sending Jaron Ennis a counteroffer that is lucrative enough for Jaron Ennis to fight on ESPN or any kind of deal like that. What I think Brian Norman meant when he said he sent a counteroffer is basically demanding more money or telling Eddie Hearn and Matchroom to sweeten the deal. Not necessarily sending Jaron Ennis an offer to fight on ESPN. He doesn't have that type of leverage on ESPN. Therefore, due to the landscape in the welterweight division, Jaron Ennis' team and Brian Norman's team need to negotiate and make this fight come to fruition. It ain't like Jaron Ennis has another option, and it doesn't seem like Brian Norman has another option. Top Rank was trying to match Brian Norman with Teofimo Lopez. However, Tio turned down the fight and started making excuses, which means both Jaron Ennis and Brian Norman need each other. Eddie Hearn shouldn't be offering Brian Norman take it or leave it type of deal, so it's good to know and it's good to hear that Eddie Hearn sent a second offer. This means they are in the negotiation process, which is exactly what Brian Norman wants. Brian Norman's team revealed that the fight was proposed for November, which is more than enough time for them to negotiate the fight. With that being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. subscribe below, and to be continue on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.